you, Ms Richards, even though in a number of respects you've stolen my thunder. Can I say that today, the 18th of June, marks the end of the hearings for the Hazelwood Mine Fire Inquiry. It was established on the 11th of March, and that was just over a month after the fires started. Within 2 weeks, and while the fires were still burning, an inquiry number and a website with information about the inquiry was set up. On the 27th of March, we held its first press conference nearby. And that was the first time that I'd met, that we met as a threesome on that day nearby, and we established our offices in this building a few days later, so that when we came to have the first hearing on the 26th of May, there wasn't a great deal of time, but we've had 16 days of hearings. And I know I'm going over ground when I say we've organised it into these 3 weeks. One focusing on the origin and circumstances of the fire, another on health and environment, and the third on mitigation and prevention. During that time, we've heard from 48 witnesses, including 6 experts and 13 community witnesses. We received 100 exhibits and produced over 2,500 pages of transcript. But the hearings are only part of our work. We began our work by listening to those affected in the Latrobe Valley, and in particular the Morwell community, in very open discussions that were held in April. We held 10 community consultations in Morwell, Moe, Churchill and Traralgon. They're invaluable in providing us with early insight into the issues of importance to the people most closely affected by the fires. Specific sessions were held with the Koori community, with people who came from non-English speaking backgrounds, with community service providers who represented a wide range of other people in the community who are otherwise not able to attend. We arranged a public written submissions process, and through it we received over 160 individual submissions up to the 12th of May, and we received about 600 more from individuals through the Environment Victoria website. Those submissions and consultations have informed all of our work in ways such as the scope of our inquiries and witness selection. The hearings have relied upon the skill and hard work of many people inside and outside the board, and we need to thank so many people. Some are here today, but most are not, and many we will be able to thank personally, but many we will not. We particularly thank the witnesses who appeared before us, especially the community witnesses who had the courage to come here and tell us their stories and share their local knowledge. We thank the people who generously participated in our community consultations, and we thank those who provided us with submissions. We thank the lawyers and others at the bar table and elsewhere in the hearing room. We thank the media who attended for their professional approach and for reporting these important matters to the broader community. We mention those who are part of the inquiry team, and of course we'll see more of you all in the hectic weeks from now until the delivery of our report and recommendations. We particularly thank Council Assisting, Ms Belinda Richards and Ms Peter Rosen. We do so personally and on behalf of the people of Morwell and the Latrobe Valley for their representation and for asking questions pertinent to this community that were appropriately raised through the consultations and submissions processes. We thank the staff of the inquiry, led by Elizabeth Lanyon, including our policy staff, our tip staff, our in-hearing support, and our media and communications personnel. We particularly single out Lana and Tracy, who organised the hearings and us. We thank all of the local businesses and contractors who have provided a range of services to us, including audio-visual equipment and accommodation. We thank the Latrobe City Council for graciously sharing their recovery premises with us. We thank the ever-present transcription team, Rowena and Daniel, and their web team in Melbourne for providing transcripts to us so promptly, despite some very fast-talking people. We will now concentrate on our report, and especially its findings and recommendations. The report's due to be delivered to the Victorian Governor by the end of August. The Governor will then present the report to the Premier. The Premier will determine the timing of its release by tabling the report in the Victorian Parliament. Copies of the report will be made available through the Victorian Government. It will also be available on the inquiry's website. The Board will not be making any comments prior to its delivery about its likely conclusions or recommendations. The final group that we acknowledge are the people of Morwell and the Latrobe Valley, and we have some very good representatives who've been routinely here in that cohort to my left, your right at the back. We've been conscious of the wider and your particular suffering throughout our work. We thank the people generally for the hospitality and for the generosity, and most importantly, we hope the work undertaken through and by this inquiry will assist to prevent a disaster like that of last February and March from ever happening again. And now we will adjourn forever.